Nagbabalik po ang TV Migrante, ang tinig ng mga bayang migrante at siyempre Ate Paulina.
Yeah.
Napakaswerte natin ngayon kasi we have two young visitors like us.
Talagang
Like us.
feeling... Ako lang ang goal dito. Kasi ikaw young din katulad nila.
It's nice to be young, ikaw.
Yeah.
Di ba? Introduce na natin.
Ano naman ako second childhood.
Second
Child.
let's introduce our guest,
Okay,
no?
oo.
Para maging bata rin tayo.
Oo nga. Meron tayo dito sa studio dalawang estudyante or nasa student sector from FILCASA. Ano ba yung FILCASA?
We'll find out.
Okay.
Ano yung FILCASA? We'll ask them.
Yeah. So, nandito po kasama namin si Georelle Mendoza, ang presidente ng FILCASA, at si Patrick Garcia, event coordinator. Right?
Welcome to TV Migrante.
Oo nga, welcome.
Thank you po.
Yeah. Before tayo pumunta kaagad sa interview, please tell us about yourself at kung ano yung FILCASA.
So, I'm Patrick, and I'm a part of FILCASA for this beginning of this year. I've been involved because I want to get back to the community. I've been key to it since I graduated in 2015 in Ryerson. Because I knew after graduation, I knew I want to get back to the Filipino community. So then, Georelle told me about FILCASA. Like, okay, I'm down to hop in and be part of the board and try to get back. Right now, I'm in school, Fisher-Humber College. And I'm doing a lot of like different side projects to make sure that once I build it, that I can get back to the community, like financial, get time back. So I want to help all the youth and families to thrive in Toronto. So that's my kind of my goal right now.
And how about Georelle? Georelle, right?
Yes, Georelle. So my name is Georelle Mendoza. I am the president of FILCASA. This is actually my second year as president. I'm heavily involved in the community. I've been a part of several organizations, from PIDC to the Student Association at York, and even FilCan Creative. We're fairly new, so I try to keep busy, and it's basically my way of giving back and basically connecting everyone in the Filipino community here.
So, you talk about giving back to the community. What are the specific things that FILCASA is doing to help the community?
So basically, FILCASA, which stands for Filipino Student or Canadian Students Association, we are basically an organization or a community hub, so to speak. Also an umbrella organization where we unite all of the post-secondary students in the various universities and colleges throughout the GTA and also Ontario-wide. Throughout the year, we basically host events, and we have our own initiatives that we plan to basically have all of our general members come all together under one roof. It doesn't have to be the whole year, but so far we have 2 annual events that we host, and so far we have all of our 200 to 300 members that do come out and celebrate.
Wow, that's a lot of members.
Yes, yeah.
200 members. Wow.
200 to 300.
To 300.
300. So it kind of fluctuates.
Wow.
300.
Yeah, and it's basically our way of getting all the students together.
It
And
must be a noisy place to be there in the event, eh? Having 200 to 300 students.
yeah. So that's all about
It's
the students.
noisy because you're old.
That's right.
Yeah, and through all these events and even the workshops that we host sometimes, it's the school's way or the student association's way of basically fostering the Philippine heritage and our culture on campuses. Sometimes some of our members who are not born in the Philippines, or even those who are born in the Philippines, we basically learn from each other and basically on our traditions, on our culture and heritage.
Okay. Well, that's interesting, because for the past years since the Filipino heritage, they have been talking about the identity. Is that a big issue for Filipinos? I mean, in particular for your group, when you're having workshop, what are you hearing from your members about identity issues and culture and traditions?
We do have a lot of members that kind of go through the, not really identity crisis, but they're kind of finding out more about our culture, right? Especially those who are born here, they want to know more about what it was like living in the Philippines, or what's pretty much like what does it mean to
be
be
Filipino.
Filipino. Yeah, and so all of our member schools so far that we have, they each plan and host their own kind of workshops. Kind of, it's more intimate discussions on what they think and what they could probably learn from each other. And so that's pretty much our way of helping each other out and learning more about what it means to be Filipino.
Wow.
So, we have the Filipino Heritage Month, right? So, have your programming changed because of that, or you've been just like focusing more about it?
Well, because Filipino Heritage Month takes place in June, FILCASA, we actually try to steer away, like tentatively, from hosting our events during in June, only because, one, we know that there's a lot of organizations that host their events, and we want to be able to have our members attend those events.
Instead of making another one.
Yeah. Like it's, and also our members, some of them are either have graduated or they're on vacation or they're going back to summer school. So basically our term starts from September till May. And when June and July hits, that's when we kind of give it a break. And then that's when we have all of our members attend those other events. Yeah.
And Patrick, you're events director, right?
Yes.
So what kind of events do you plan for your group? And are you connecting with other community organizations in terms of planning the events that you are going to give to your members?
Yeah, so we have a separate role for having find sponsors in terms of like having our events planned.
Oh, okay.
So we have our two big ones, which we host every year. One of them is Super Skills. So it's our big talent show, and we showcase different talents in relation to the Filipino culture. So this year we're aiming for every school to have a theme in Filipino culture. So kind of way it shows that we're still intertwined with the culture and also show our talent at the same time as well. And the turnout's really good because every year we had a big turnout every year. So it's really good that we come together as a community and really have fun as a whole. And then our second big event is the formal. That's another big event as well. It's hosted around May. And that also includes all the schools together. Kind of have a fun time and have a dinner dance and depending on what we plan, we could have special nominations for certain members of the working community. So it's a very special occasion.
But at T. Paulina, when they talk about culture, it's a big word. When you talk about culture, you also talk about history, right? Is history part of your discussion or conversation in the group? Because it's important that our young people will know the history of the country where they came from or where their parents came from, right?
Okay.
Is that part of the discussion during your, even in your meetings?
For sure.
Small meetings?
Yeah, every time we all meet together, so actually every month we have meetings with our externals and the other executives from representing the several schools, all the way from Ryerson to Guelph and even University of Calgary. So we have representatives that take place, participate in these meetings. So when we talk about, what we talk about at our meetings is mostly just obviously the things that we do want to see in the upcoming year and how we're going to be doing that. We talk about the little details like logistics and whatnot, but also we mostly focus on how we're going to go about it. So we do try to find not really professionals. If we can find professionals, then that's awesome. But we try to find people in our community that we can easily reach out to. And that can basically teach us or help us learn more about it.
But just recently, you connected with the Filipinos Speak Out, right? Can you tell us more about this? Your connection with them?
Right. So last year, York, Ryerson, and U of T, the student associations, we all collaborated in one event to host the first Filipino Speak Out when it comes to putting it onto student campuses. York actually hosted it, and all three schools were present, and we had Rachel Cruz, who is the founder of Filipino Speak Out. We also had Miti Esguerra. Yeah. So we had other speakers and moderators to help us with spearheading this event. In a way, it's good to have, because we always have these intimate discussions on things like mental health and struggles that we go through personally. And we want to kind of send out that message that just because you're a student, like, you don't have to go through it alone. And because we had Filipino Speak Out, it was a good way to have all of our attendees and our members kind of get together and really express their concerns. And it was good to have professional advice and how we can go about tackling those struggles.
Wow, look at that eh. Hindi lang pala ito parang party-party.
Of course.
No? Kasi 300 members na natin.
300, yeah. Yeah. Understanding though what you shared to us. So FILCASA is like you said umbrella, right? So you have like a programming that you share to everyone, and each one will determine what kind of services or programs they will do in their own universities.
Pretty
and
much.
Career? Okay.
Yeah. We try to collaborate with as many organizations and businesses out there within our community. We think about the benefit of our members and how these services can help our members. And so with these collaborations, we do learn from each of those services, and it's a good way to network. And once you share those resources and connections, then everyone learns.
Alam mo, gusto ko maintindihan kasi pang estudyante ito, 25 years old, 30 years old, mga 19, ano?
Pero Louie.
Pero bago natin magpatil, no? Kulang oras, no? Magbe-break po muna tayo, magbabalik ko agad ang TV Migrante, pagkaraan po ng mga patalastas na ito.
Dako ng mundo. Mabuhay ka, migranteng Pilipino. Walang hindi maga.
Nagbabalik po ang TV Migrante, ang tinig ng mga kababayang migrante, at kasama pa rin natin sa ating show sina Patrick Garcia at Georelle Mendoza ng Filipino Canadians Students Association or FILCASA. Ako talaga, may ganun talaga.
Casa means house, di ba?
200 to 300 members. What kind of conversations are you discussing there? Ano ba yung conversation dyan sa mga ganyan, mga estudyante, ano? Meron ba kayong pinag-uusapan dyan about social issues? Kanina, you talk about Filipino Speak Out. What other things are you concerned about the students? Yung about yung tuition fees, issue ba yan?
Oh yeah, that one. So, in the Toronto, so a key thing is that I'm sure a lot of us can relate that a lot of students, especially in the community, Filipino community, but other communities as well, they have a hard time getting funds to go to school, and it's really hampering their efforts of even the parents too, because especially if they save money for say like our RESP, and the fact that there's no funding to help that, so then that means it can last only a semester or a year. So it really has the parents to have the children like work during the year, which I'm sure Joel can relate that working and doing school is quite a challenge for most of us. So then it's really knowing that this issue in particular really affects everyone as a whole.
But have you ever thought of have you ever thought of developing a leader, future Filipino leader, who will represent the community? Kasi sa government natin, wala pang Filipino leader eh. Pero you guys are the future leaders of Canada.
Leaders right
You're
now.
already leaders right now. But what I'm saying is when you're there in the parliament, that's where you become like a real leader, who will make policies or change policies. Do you guys think of that?
For sure. That kind of ties into one big event that we've had going on to its second year. It's called Pinoys on Parliament. That's actually hosted by the Filipino Student Association at University of Ottawa. So that's it's going into its second year in February, and I think it's a good conference for us to have, because it not only focuses on politics, even though it takes takes place in the parliament. But also it's a good way to have our members kind of network with young professionals and even like older professionals, right? We do have a lot of members and executives actually on our team that are into politics. So I don't want to say any names right now, but we do have some potential candidates in the
that's
future.
great.
Really? Eh?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Then tell us later.
Yeah. But I do find though that I ran in municipal elections, a trustee, a councillor. I feel that our community is not ready. We're not there yet, basically. So how do you prepare people who wants to go to politics to prepare them in the the difficult challenges that they get into in politics?
In politics, I know that there was actually an internship that was hosted, not specifically by the Filipino Student Association from Ottawa, but it kind of links to the internship because actually when you're signing up for the conference to attend as a delegate, they actually ask in their kind of like a questionnaire on if you were to be paired up with a mentor, what are the things that you're looking forward to? So for those who want to get into politics, I think it was a good opportunity for them to kind of experience firsthand on what it's like to be a leader in elections and whatnot. And also, so it doesn't just work in politics as well. Workshops is very good and kind of expressed in our organization. So we try to have as many workshops as we can to bring in professionals and kind of to guide our members on how to get into these fields. Because once you graduate, you need something to fall on.
But do you have any plans of running into politics in the future?
I don't know. What I just wanted to know is in the parliament, the parliament conference in Ottawa, and in your conversations in the community, it's about the readiness of our community in involving themselves. It's not just about wanting to be a politician.
Yes.
What I find is that through hard work, because of the 2 campaigns that I've been in, is our community is not yet informed or understand how to get into politics, the nitty-gritty of it, about fundraising, about, even just getting our community understand that even if you are not able to volunteer, monetary contribution does help a lot in terms of but people are like, oh, I'm not in your ward, so I'm not gonna help. When in fact, even if you're from any part of Ontario, you can contribute to somebody running in Toronto. And it seems that people do not know that. So,
Right.
But I guess the
it's
question,
a lot of education.
the question there, I guess, is: do you believe that the community is not ready to engage into politics? Like you guys, you're the future of the Filipino community. Are you ready to engage the community? Are we not ready?
I feel like in my vision, it's not more of not being ready. It's not being well informed and the lack of having that knowledge of where to start and how to get there. I feel a lot of it has to do with deeper roots in terms of are we capable enough? Because I felt this is my own opinion, but there's a stereotype where we're not really up there in terms of handling politics. But deep down, we are very capable of handling such. Very, very intense debates, and we try to be out there. And
is it more on the confidence that you're not confident?
I feel it's more the confidence that we're not showing enough, even though that it may seem to be, but we're not. So it's a matter of having that person out there. Let's say in Parliament, that one person can make a difference.
Because it's just very. There are so many representatives from other community groups, right? And Filipinos, I think, are capable of leading this community to the parliament, to the halls of the
and
Senate,
they're not
right?
English speaking.
But you know what? they'll be ready.
Yeah.
After this, they'll be ready. Magbabalik po muna ang TV Migrante pagkatapos po muli ng mga patalastas na ito. Huwag po kayong alis, magbabalik agad kami.
Ang dako ng mundo. Whoa, oh, whoa. Mabuhay ka, migranteng Pilipino. Walang hindi magaan.
Nagbabalik po muli ang TV Migrante, ang tinig ng makabayang migrante. At kanina po ay kasama pa rin natin ang dalawa pong mga kabataan na sina Patrick Garcia at si Georelle Mendoza. And they are ready. Di ba?
Oo,
Ready na talaga ito.
Pero meron akong gustong tanungin sa kanila.
Yes. Go ahead. Ano ba ito?
Are you still concerned about what is happening in the Philippines?
Ayan, ako magandang question. You're here, you live in Canada, you have iPad, you have everything you need. You know, are you ready? How do you connect to our kababayans if they feel that there are so many issues there? How do you get connected with them?
Well, in terms of social issues in the Philippines, FILCASA doesn't really focus more on how to tackle them. It's more just on listening on what's happening back home. And we do that by listening to other organizations that do tackle those conversations. There's a lot of those in the Filipino community here. And so we kind of educate ourselves from those ones. And also just listening to the news, right? And we hear it even at home when our parents are watching the news. One way of us giving back or helping out is basically to just spread the awareness on how we can help them. And
Or petition signing, maybe?
yeah, petition signing, and even like helping out with charities back home. So some of our schools have actually been doing that, helping out with charities and basically raising funds with those charities.
Because there are also some projects where they actually send youth to the Philippines so they can get to know the country in terms of culture and the way people live, their exposure. Is that part of the conversation or future project of FILCASA?
It's definitely a future plan. Not right now because we don't have the funds for it.
You have lots of members but no funds? How did you manage to get 300 members without funds?
Sponsors.
Sponsorships.
So find a sponsor to send them.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yeah. Sponsors.
But, ito na yung pinakahuling part ating Paulina, kaya na natin ang mensahe.
Okay, yeah. So we want you to share if there are future events happening, Christmas and everything, and your message to our Filipino Canadian students. Yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
I forgot to mention the event coming up. Give a name of the event?
On December 7th, Saturday, we'll be having our Munting Paskuhan event.
There we go.
It's a collaboration with Batak, Tenuno, Tala Entertainment, and B2B-preneur. It's going to be a big celebration where all of us come together. It's going to be held at the Rima Event Center at Downsview Park. So if you're looking to celebrate the Christmas holiday with us, feel free to come through. It's $15 per ticket. Those who are ages under 7, I believe, are free. And we're going to have a lot of activities going on. We have caterers. We do have art pearl making. We'll also have live performances, so be sure to stay tuned for that.
Yeah.
Patrick?
Okay. Yeah, so I adding to her point. So to all the viewers in Canada, of all Filipinos in Canada, we hope that you take it in that we're trying to have all this together as a whole in the country. Being involved is very important, especially at this day and age, because now even careers or entrepreneurship, being involved is very key. Because then you become a big asset to a certain nonprofit or company that you become very important key in your company or what you want to do. So it's a matter of there's nothing wrong for asking for help in terms of where to go or where to start in terms of where to go in life, because going through it alone is very difficult in terms of especially now for me having a stigma of personally, like growing up when I was younger, knowing that you gotta do it on your own. But then as you go older, you actually realize that there's always help out there too. Get support and know that you're not alone with like mental health, or like struggling like getting money for school and all the different issues. So yeah, that's my take.
Briefly, how can they connect with you or the associations in each university?
Okay.
Where can they contact you?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a presence in social media. Our main one is FILCASA.connect. That's our main one. So you can find us there, follow us, and we have like we have our bows coming up in the past weeks. I believe Georelle is the first one launched already. So then I'll be somewhere within the coming weeks, and then you kind of get to know us personally and see how we're involved in the community and see from there. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Georelle and Patrick.
Yeah.
At para sa inyo, tatlong bagsak.
Lahat ng api at tinapuso.
At sa pagtatapos ng ating programa, muli po kami nagpapasalamat sa inyong patuloy at linggo-linggong panonood ng TV Migrante. Siyempre, pasalamatan din natin ang TV Migrante Collective sa pagbubuo ng ating programa, sa production crew ng FTV, sa lahat ng mga tumulong at nag-contribute sa ating programa, at sa ating naging bisita kina Georelle Mendoza at Patrick Garcia ng FILCASA. Kung may nais kayong ibahagi at suhestyon hinggil sa aming programa, kung gusto nyong maging volunteer sa TV Migrante, maaari po kayong sumulat sa amin sa email namin sa tvmigrante2017@gmail.com. O kaya naman po ay sundan nyo rin kami sa aming Twitter account at TV_Migrante. Sa may nais namang manood ng mga previous episodes ng TV Migrante, puntahan nyo lang po kami sa YouTube at i-type ang TV Migrante. At para sa ating sining at kultura, panoorin po natin ang musika ni Bamboo featuring Rocky Rivera sa kanilang musikang Rent Money. Paalam po muna at magkita-kita tayo sa susunod linggo. Mabuhay po kayo at mabuhay po ang bayang Pilipinas.
Chops on the track.
I could fight like Kung Lee with my old ass. Putting bullets in my own ain't why I tote plaques. That's for infiltrators trying to see me put down. Mad cause they can't get in the club. Look at me now. Out in Dago in the southeast, lamping out dark skinned Southeast Asian girls with their hair down, holding back their big brothers in the lot, scrapping we from war-torn third world countries. What's happening? I could show you what it means to be in poverty, where half a slice of bread is worth a strong arm robbery. Rubber slippers, fuck the Jordans on your feet. Smack a politician, sample the slap into a beat. If it ain't bout us trying to eat, might as well not even speak. Lot of shit I don't like, so I chief key, fuck the chief of police. Insert whatever city, mountain brother with a platoon of gorillas riding with me. My comrades don't go pop shit, get throw when it come to politicking. All the homies need to know is get money, rent money, get money, food money, get money, school money. Stop taking shit from me.
I get scrapped like Ronda Rousey with my short ass armbar in the first round. Know that these little birds wanna chirp nonstop, but when I come around, you can hear a pin drop. Self-made prodigy, underground armories, one-woman army. Ain't no politician stopping me. Mad stripes like I'm Blue's Clues, and all my bad girls hit 'em with that voodoo. Want your country back? It don't belong to you. And tell your God to go fuck himself, cause I'm on to you. I'm a heathen who's lucky I'm even breathing, believing what you believe in, but money's never the reason. But if the money comes, who am I to say no? I've been struggling for years on that payroll, so all my soldiers get bucked when I say so. Stick 'em for they yen, rupees, and they pesos.
My comrades don't go pop shit, get throw when it come to politicking. All the homies need to know is get money, rent money, get money, food money, get money, school money. Stop taking shit from me. La 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 ba bump 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 bump. Yeah, chops.